Welcome to the Morning Meditation Podcast. This is Joe Consford, and I'm excited about being here again this morning. Let's have our morning meditation entitled The Christian's Peace by Dr. Earl White. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. These disciples, in the near future, are going to need what Jesus is talking about here. Jesus taught his disciples that he was going to the cross and that he would be raised again on the third day. But they were a little vague in their understanding of this. They would have anything but peace in suffering through his crucifixion and reconciling themselves to a ministry without his physical presence. So Jesus gives them his peace. The word peace means, first of all, a state of national tranquility. We know this is not what Jesus is talking about. Strong also says this word, the tranquil state of a soul assured of its salvation through Christ, and so fearing nothing from God and content with its earthly lot, of whatsoever sort it is. This is what Jesus is talking about. The words I leave have a variety of meanings. The King James Version translates this word in the following way: leave 52, forgiven 47, suffer 14, let 8, forsake 6, let alone 6. It is a present active indicative verb. The present tense means that he was leaving his peace at the time he was saying it. They had his peace from the time he said it onward. The words, my peace I give unto you, make it something different than just normal peace that we think about. The verb here is also a present tense. Again, this is his peace that he gave at the point of this conversation. Then he says, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. And in this statement makes a difference between the peace the world gives and the peace he gives. What kind of peace does the world give? The only kind of peace the world has to offer is the kind that requires cessation of strife between parties or security that is obtained by being out of the reach of an enemy. The kind Belshazzar thought he had when he defied God in Babylon and threw a banquet while invading armies were outside the wall of the city. Jesus said, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. The kind I give, I will not keep you from the tribulations that you will suffer in this world. Jesus says in John 16:33, these things have I spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Remember, his victory over the world is our victory over the world. We see that in 1 John 5:4. The words, let not your heart be troubled, identify the place where his peace will operate. The word troubled means to cause one inward commotion, to take away his calmness of mind, disturb his peace. It is a present passive imperative verb. The present tense means they are not allowed the external things, a passive voice. They are about to happen to cause them inward commotion or take away the calmness. I can just hear someone say, that is impossible, right? Remember that this is a God-given peace. It isn't normal. The verb is also an imperative mood. It comes as a command. The imperative mood is a mood of volition. It calls for decision. It's also stressed the authority of one commanding it to the importance he attaches to it. Jesus is saying, I am giving you my peace and command you to use it. It's important to the Lord that we as his children have peace in the midst of a world of turmoil. A peace that does not depend on the ducks being lined up right. The words, neither let it be afraid, describe the next aspect of his peace. The word afraid means to be timid or fearful. This is the only place where this word is found in the New Testament. The word from which it comes is only found once. It was where Paul is explaining to Timothy in 2 Timothy 1:7, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. The word fear in this verse is the root word from which the other comes. Jesus is saying, don't be cowards. There's going to be every reason to fear from the human standpoint. Jesus says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Jesus had a calm boldness about him. He was totally undisturbed in his life and ministry. He was angered at times, he grieved at times, but the way he operated under pressure from those who opposed him and wanted to kill him is unexplainable from the human viewpoint. He was not afraid of dying. He had a mission, and that was all important. He had no plans of his own. They were all the Father's plans. He was not worried about his supply. He trusted his Father to supply his every need. He had no plans for an earthly home. His home was in heaven. He allowed none of the things that normally take our peace to disturb him. He was occupied with fellowship with the Father. There was something going on between him and his Father that the disciples were aware of. His life was one of total commitment. This peace he gave on the occasion is ours. The things that normally disturb us shouldn't. It's only because we place too much value on certain things that we lose our peace. We are citizens of another world. It is our joy to be children of the King. He has given us his peace. Let's use it. Paul said, and let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Colossians 3:15. May the Lord bless these words to our hearts today.